Yeah.
They get pissed when their favorite player's traded.
Oh my gosh, how could you get rid of that guy?
They also get mad when you don't sign a free agent.
How can you just sit there while the other teams pass us by?
They are the worst fans in sports.
That's right. We are the worst fans of sports. We are back. We are better than Ezra, and we're here to talk about all things that have nothing to do with sports.
Brendan Donovan just hit a double.
Well, he hit a home run earlier.
Yeah, he's on fire. It's 4-3 now.
He's on fire?
He's
Yeah, literally, he's melting at second base.
wow.
Flames. It's bad.
Wow.
It's terrible.
Poor guy.
It's terrible. What?
4-3, huh? 4-3. They let him catch up.
I thought you lost your train of thought or forgot what you were going to say.
No, it was,
Those two things happen a lot.
a lot. They happen a lot. All right. So my name's Mike, and I love to sing about the moon in the June and the spring. I love to sing about
Why do you
the
have
sky
that?
so bluest and
Yeah, why do you have that? Does that tie into your hat and your shirt?
No,
and your
no.
car
It just popped in my head.
Okay.
And so I just put it on there. No. There's a guitar behind me.
Yeah, you can't see it. Now you can see it.
I know. Maybe should I podcast like?
No, just
I don't think you should podcast like that.
Hi guys. No. So Sunday was Father's Day, right?
Yeah.
And last year my kids got me this world's best dad hat.
Mhm.
This year David got me Yoda best dad.
Ah,
Yeah, get
nice, nice.
it. Oliver got me a cup that says, "Dad, no matter what life throws at you, at least you don't have ugly children."
Nice.
Which
It's
is
true.
It
true,
could have
man.
been Dad. Fuck off.
Wow. And either of those Oliver would have sent me. Speaking
Or
of
Oliver would have sent Dad. These nuts.
yes, he would have. He's 8, by the way. Speaking of his baseball team, we had a tournament on Father's Day, so they put together these uniforms, and if you can see this, it's a picture of me at a City game or a Cardinals game,
Yeah, that's got to be a city game.
City,
and
yeah.
I'm making a goofy face, and the back of it says Mike's son.
Okay.
Now,
Very nice.
not everyone had Mike's son, a picture of me on it, like every.
I would hope
every
not.
kid had, yeah.
I would hope
And then I wanted to show you this picture if you're watching, because the pure joy on Oliver's face as he's laughing when he's showing me this uniform.
It looks like he's crying.
Oh, he was like overjoyed with joy. So
that's such a helium moment. Like
Yeah.
that could have happened at any.
Did you
version
not
of-
know anything about these uniforms?
I knew nothing about it.
Okay.
The moms and the girlfriends and the whatevers all got together and figured that out. The guitar is now. So my dad played, as you know.
Move your hand.
My dad played, as you know, but this isn't like a family heirloom guitar, but I did get it when he passed away. It's a 12-string Yamaha California series.
Nice.
I'm gonna do something with it at some point in time. Here it is.
Like smash it over somebody's head?
No, I was gonna like record a record with it or something. Maybe.
Oh, cool. That's probably a better idea.
But as I said, my dad played, and I found this as I was kind of like going through some stuff. This
And your
was his
dad's not with us anymore.
No, he's not,
That's
and neither. So this is bittersweet, and I know, and Aaron and I both lost our dads not too terribly long ago. So this is tough. Aaron's was a little sooner, or a little more recent than my dad.
Mhm.
But yeah. But this was his guitar strap. I believe he made it himself. So
Oh, nice.
That's awesome.
so anyway, just a little late shout out to the dads out there. To all those of us missing our dads, we're all here for each other, and it's really frustrating and hard to do, but I wouldn't trade being a dad for the world. So there you go.
Happy Dad's Day.
Happy
Everybody.
Dad's Day.
Jackson
right.
handmade me a blanket in Mavericks colors.
He made it.
And he
Yeah.
made it.
He bought Nicole took him to the fabric store and he picked out the fabric and the size and talked to the lady and all that stuff. And then you basically tie the ends together.
Oh, okay, I know which one. Those kind, yeah.
Yeah, but he
Nice.
did the whole thing on his own.
Wow.
So
Very cool.
here's a
Oh
story.
yeah, and Chris is a dad by proxy, and you know, so
bonus dad?
and in real and in
I'm
real
a
life.
real life dad and a
A
bonus
real life
dad.
dad. Yes, you're both of those. So yeah, so you know, happy Dad's Day to Chris too.
So when
Hey,
you said fabric store, it made me think of a story, and it's real quick. When I was a little kid, my mom, all my brothers and sisters were out of the house and older, and they couldn't babysit me. So if my mom wanted to go to the fabric store, say, she would bring me along. So 5, 6, 7-year-old Aaron gets to go to a fabric store, which is mind-numbingly boring for a child. So
Riveting.
yeah, so I made up a game where, like, I would walk around and try to find stuff on the ground. Like maybe
Maybe
I'd
walk
find
around and pull all the fabric off the roller things.
no, I'd find treasures like a button or a penny or a needle. Those were rare and those are dangerous. And I eventually found like one of those little plastic. When you're 6 years old, it's dangerous. Found those little plastic like snap top boxes, and I would put all my treasures in there, and I hid it behind a certain fabric rack, and nobody ever found it. And so that was like the cool thing I would do when I would.
Did you go back and find them every time you went there?
Yeah, nobody that worked at the store ever found my little hidden treasure box. So
Is
I
it
think it's still there.
I wonder if it's still there.
I don't think it was the one over at Healy. You remember this? Remember Rock Bottom off of 270 in North County?
Yeah.
It was like in that plaza. I think it's
Oh.
like a mattress store now. I don't remember.
I wonder if the mattress store people have it. Like
Maybe the trinkets are
What is
still
it?
there.
they found a little box of random shit. They're like, "What is this? What's going on?" That was mine.
So, gonna piggyback off that, and I promise we'll talk about sports. When I was working for Savers, I had this young trans male person working for me, and he was like right in that transition at like 16, and so he was feeling very just socially not accepted and awkward and everything. So he started giving me things that he found on the floor, very similar to that. Okay. And so then I made a box called Zeke's Treasures. And so for 3 years while he worked for me, before I left there, he kept giving me any like little random buttons, like fake diamonds, like plastic gem, anything, rocks, anything that he found on the floor, he would give me. And I ended up getting this rather large collection of this stuff. So on my last day, we went behind Savers and buried it. And
Nice.
we put a thing in our calendar on July 29th, 2042, which was 20 years after I left, to go back and dig it up.
Nice. What
Are
you're
you going to actually do that?
2042. I'll be 66.
because that's my birthday, July 29th. So if I'm still alive, I'd like to come dig it up.
You're coming with me to the unveiling. It's literally a jar of junk.
Yeah.
Like literal junk.
Yeah, we just learned that Aaron's into that sort of thing.
They're treasures, dude. You don't get them every day.
So anyway, we're back, and better than Ezra, and we're talking about baseball, right? What we're really talking about right now are those god awful, unbelievable. Can't believe they released them.
St. Louis.
The worst ever. The worst of the worst. All others are better than this. Dodgers' second City Connect jersey.
Oh.
Yeah, it's you know what makes it so bad is
The splatter paint.
yeah. If they would have just not done that, the Los Angeles looks kind of fine. The hat's cool enough.
The hat's okay.
But it looks like they were. Have you seen those videos where they do like the contemporary painting where they just like hang a bucket of paint from a string and they just send it flying across the room?
Yes.
It looks like Shohei Ohtani was standing in that room while this was going on.
Yeah.
He got splattered with overspray.
He's like, "Hey, everybody! Anybody want to do some bets for me with an illegal bookie?"
And then he gets
Overspray.
splattered.
Paint.
Overspray from the bucket of paint flying around the room.
Yeah, it is the worst. It is someone said, I didn't even look up like what everything means because I don't think anything means anything on this. The hat's all right. I'm okay with it. It's like the Disney D though.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's with the LA in it. But I said that the Los Angeles looks like it's the logo for like an airport.
Yeah, it does.
And someone else on a podcast or on a message board said, here I go again, on a comment section said mass transit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like outer space, kind of.
Yeah, it could be like the world of tomorrow.
Yeah.
Los Angeles moon USA, and like they have like a Los Angeles on the moon, and that's the logo on the fucking sign.
And then you cover it in paint spatter.
It like literally the worst. Like
Yeah.
we
also, this is their second one. Before all the other teams have gotten one. Why do they get two?
because of the fucking Dodgers.
And I don't even remember, what does their first one look like?
I didn't even look it up.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, it's when I saw the leak of it, I thought it was a joke, right? I thought it was like, oh, this can't be real.
It's definitely bottom tier.
It's just blue. The first one is blue and says Los Dodgers.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah,
with red numbers.
If you're watching, you will see me put up the fail sign right there, because good God, it is the worst. The worst. Like when and if we do when we do the rankings, when we do the bracket, it's my first out.
Did you see this one won't, I don't think this one will make it because it's a iteration number 2.
Well, but the Yankees aren't
getting
the Yankees aren't getting one though.
The numbers are above the name.
What?
Yeah, so it's number and then
like they do
below it.
Like European soccer, like German.
Yeah, like that. But the 2, so they did Jackie Robinson on eBay, and the 2 on 42, the bottom of the 2 is like not there either. So it's weird. Let me see if I can grab it.
I don't like when jerseys have the name below the number. I don't like it.
You know, I will tell you, you know what's a better looking jersey? This one.
Yep.
The Rascals Father's Day jersey with my stupid picture on it is a better looking jersey than the Dodgers shitty Connect.
Yeah, it's bad. Not your kid's jersey.
Would you consider that kid's jersey? It's kind of like the Rascals City Connect.
It is. It's
not the real jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, that's that one's not going on the it would beat out this one.
It would beat them all out. That one, look how cute that is. Of course it would beat them all out.
You think?
It would on my bracket. Got my face on. Did you find the back of the jersey there?
I'm loading it in right here.
Alrighty.
I gotta see this. Oh God.
What the hell? Why is part of the 2 missing?
I don't know.
I think
the part of the 2 that's missing is like the whole bottom line.
Well, I think
that the end of the 2, that end part goes up, but yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That can't be all of them can't be like that, right?
That's terrible.
This is all I've seen.
And the red squares on the sleeves. What the fuck? No.
I mean,
bad.
It has to be fake, right?
Your jersey is bad and you should feel bad.
No, it's not fake. The Dodgers Instagram posted pictures. And they showed an Ohtani one, and it's 17 Ohtani below it, but the 17's not cut off. So I don't.
So Freddie Freeman's the bottom of the 5 is cut off, and it's because the name goes over it. It's like the name's in a box.
So it's
actually the bottom of the
layered above the number.
Yeah, the bottom of the 0 and the bottom of the 5. This part, like the part that would break the plane if you were like drawing cursive or whatever.
Yeah.
The Freeman, the patch of Freeman goes over it, so it cuts off it. Wow. And it's $269.
Oh, bets. So yeah, bets. The bottom of the 5 and the 0 are cut off. Like it's not even a complete number. It's how bad is that?
Very.
It's literally
very bad.
Very bad. It's very bad.
Literally the worst.
Makes me nauseous.
Wow. So I was going to ask the professional uniform critic what he thought, but I think
I was going to say that the paint splatter or sprinkles, like ice cream sprinkles on the jersey, were the worst part.
I love ice cream sprinkles.
I'm not so sure that's the worst part now.
Is it the red tab on the
No,
sleeve?
I think
Is
it's
it
the name
numbers?
and the positioning of the
back.
names and numbers on the back for sure.
Awful. LA, you lose.
What about, so do you remember like Jared Saltalamacchia? The play,
Yeah.
his name was like
Yeah.
this giant arch. So how would his name fit on the back of that jersey?
In like 3 lines.
Does it just wrap
Salta
around?
dash
wraps
Lamacchi
around-
dash
Just wraps around the front like a belt.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
That's
that one's
terrible.
bad.
That's terrible. So speaking of terrible or not,
the Yankees weren't getting one.
the Yankees are not getting one.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So speaking of terrible, how about those Cardinals, huh? Oh, they're winning
win-
5-3.
Yeah, they're winning right now.
They win today. They're back to 500.
You say here solidly in second. Is that still the case?
But yeah, I did write these. I did
Tuesday?
write these a couple days ago. Before today's
They're
game,
half a game in second.
yes, before today's game, they're a half a game in second.
And
They are
7.5 out of first.
7.5 out. Pittsburgh's 8 out. Chicago's 8.5 out. Cincinnati's 9 out. So
They're also currently occupying the third wild card spot.
yes,
What is Pittsburgh, Mike?
8 out.
8 games out.
Eight games out.
Got it.
Yeah, they were when I wrote this on Tuesday, they were 1 game and +1 in the second wild card spot. But that
It looks like
changed.
they're even. They're even with Arizona now.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be like that for a while.
Yeah.
I think this is how with all the injuries to Atlanta, I mean, is it possible that they actually even drop their division? I doubt it, but
They're 7 games out of the division. I don't think they're
I mean, I'm sorry, drop out of the first wild card is what I meant to say.
probably not, but I mean they still have a lot of players that can play. They're not playing well. Yeah. Austin Riley's playing better now. Matt Olson still has to turn it around. They got a good start from one of their rookie pitchers yesterday, Spencer Schwellenbach.
That's not
so who knows? There's a lot of, like we said, there's a lot of bad teams in the National League.
There's 11 under 500 right now. 11.
Ooh, that number went up.
It did.
It was 10 last week.
Yes. So, and Cardinals, Pittsburgh. If we want to try to go in order, if I can try to do this, Cardinals are 493. Arizona's 493. San Diego's 487. Nationals are 486.
These are winning percentages for those.
San Francisco 480. Chicago 480. Mets 479. Cincinnati 470. Chris's team Cincinnati 473. The Colorado Rockies 347, and the Miami Marlins, who took 2 of 3 of from the Cardinals, 338.
So the Mets,
Yeah,
they're 8-2 in their last 10. They're really bad this year.
yeah,
But so did you see this grimace throughout the first pitch?
yeah. I saw that. Everyone's like, it's like that's the good luck charm.
Straight games or 9 straight games or something. Once after grimace throughout and I'm talking grimace from McDonald's.
Yeah.
Throughout the opening pitch, and they went on this like crazy win streak.
Whatever it takes, man.
Can the Cardinals
people in New York have jerseys that say grimace on the back of them?
Can the Cardinals get the Hamburglar?
Maybe. You can probably get whoever. We can probably get Ronald McDonald out there to throw out the pitch.
He's high rent. The Cardinals never pay that.
No, we don't have it.
You got to go. You got to go second. You got to go second tier of the. What was it? What did they call the McDonald's people? Like it was like, they had a name. The group had a name.
I would look it up, but my computer is not letting me open a new tab. It just refuses to load.
Cool.
So that's fun.
So the McDonald's characters had a group name?
Yes.
Let's find out.
I'm trying to, but I have a show to run at the same time.
I'm not seeing anything about.
It
was Ronald, Grimace, Birdie, and the Hamburglar, and Ronald's Pessimistic Dog Sunday. McDonald Land.
McDonald Land was the like where they lived, but I thought they had a.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you know that there's an O Grimacy for around St. Patrick's Day with the Shamrock Shake?
A what?
O Grimacy. instead of Grimace, he's green.
Right.
He wears
Yeah.
a vest of.
Oh, and
He
his
wears a
name
vest with
is
shamrocks on it. His
Oh.
name is Grimacy because he's he's Irish.
I didn't know that.
All right. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they don't have a name. I thought they had like
learned about O'Grimacy.
the McGang or
I
something.
typed
like
in
that.
O'Grimacy on Google, and the first thing that pops up is Uncle O'Grimacy controversy. And the
Okay.
second thing
Oh,
is
Aaron's
Uncle
gone. Bye,
O'Grimacy
Aaron.
IRA.
Bye,
Oh.
Aaron. See you later.
His computer took a dump, I guess.
I guess it's like
But it
what
says-
happened to me.
Uncle Grimacy controversy, and the second thing is Uncle Grimacy IRA.
Oh, Uncle O'Grimacy left the McGang to start car bombing.
Join the IRA. I don't know. Very
Hey, Bree,
strange.
is what a quarter pounder? Did I say something that would be funny and I'm not getting it?
I don't know. So yeah, the controversy. There's a rumor that Uncle
Aaron.
O'Grimacy, the Irish uncle and mascot for McDonald's Shamrock Shakes, was removed from public view in the 80s after an actor playing the character in Philadelphia made pro-IRA comments.
Okay. Can't do that.
I said pro IRA stuff in high school, but that was because Matt Soderbergh and I were trying to be as controversial as possible in our writing classes. And I did a whole speech. It was like maybe it was a speech class, man. I don't know, but I did a whole speech on like the IRA and being pro IRA. But I was also a big House of Pain fan. You know, it makes sense. Irish Catholic,
Kind of.
you know. I mean, let's be honest. The IRA was fighting against the IRA was fighting against the Protestants in Northern Ireland for a unified Ireland. So you know, being
know.
Irish,
I know very little about this topic.
just blowing up cars, you know.
I mean, that's how you get shit done.
Oh, I know why she said it's at a quarter pounder. When we were at the game in Big Mac Land last, when I showed you the picture of me like full display on the oh shit, did my computer die?
You froze. Your screen froze.
I can still hear you.
You still hear me? Okay, I'm frozen. Anyway, when we were on I love that shot of me though. When we were on the we were in Big Mac Land and we were on the Jumbotron, they gave the kids these a couple kids these like styrofoam Big Macs to hold up. And one kid goes, is that a quarter pounder? And that's pretty funny.
Yes, quarter pounder land.
Okay, so
You're starting to come back a little bit.
I'm frozen. Aaron's computer shit. So,
What happened to you, Aaron? Your computer died?
Literally opened up a tab and it wouldn't load anything. And then it finally loaded Google. So I searched McDonald's group character group name. And that loaded a McDonald's wiki. And I could still hear what was going on. And then when I closed that tab and went back to the studio, it just didn't work and kicked me out.
That's the IRA.
Actually,
Maybe if
guys,
Mike leaves and comes back.
So you guys keep talking, I try to leave, but the problem is I also can't open my podcast sheet anymore. So I don't know if my computer's taking a shit or what.
Let's see here.
Well, we can keep talking about the Cardinals and how injured they are. So did you see when? Oh, I can see Mike. Well, I can see his box. I can't hear him.
I see all. Oh, now you can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah.
No, now I can hear you.
Oh, I see all black. Now.
Yeah. We'll remove him for now. He can maybe figure that out.
Did you see when Arenado left the game yesterday with his arm
he got hit
issue?
in the elbow by a pitch?
Yeah, and people on some show were making fun of him because they're like, why was he limping when his arm was hurt? What they didn't know is earlier in the game, he slid into second, I think, and you could see the blood on his knee through his uniform. So he had also like kind of dinged up his knee. So everybody's like, he's like a little kid, you know, when a little kid's arm gets hurt, they limp like, oh, my arm's hurt. They're like, why was he limping? It's because his knee was actually hurting.
Apparently, so x-rays and stuff came back negative, and he's going to be back on Saturday, he said. So
it's nothing serious.
Sounded like it was nothing serious. But there's been a lot of people getting hit by pitches and getting injured. So Mookie Betts broke his hand. He got hit by a pitch, broke his hand. He's going to miss a bunch of time. Aaron Judge got hit in the hand, and luckily he didn't have to miss much time. But even before that, Juan Soto got hit in the hand. Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, that's going to happen. Pitchers are going to always try and go inside. It's part of the game. But yeah, a lot of people getting hit by pitches.
And I also wanted to bring up. I don't know if we should wait till Mike gets back or not, but
we can circle back if we need to. Bring it up. He's gone.
In less than a month, All-Star Weekend, Home Run Derby.
Home Run Derby.
It's All-Star game is July 16th, I believe.
Yeah, I will be gone.
Oh, you're gone. You're on vacation.
Yeah, you'll be at my house.
Yeah. Maybe I'll have a All-Star game watch party at your house.
Have a blowout.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
Mike, will you drive out to Wright City to watch the All-Star game and or the Home Run Derby with me?
Sure, as long as I don't have other things.
Yeah, I'm saying if you don't have, because it's always during the week, right?
It's a Monday. The Home Run Derby will be Monday. The game will be Tuesday.
Do we know what day the All-Star game is?
July 16th, I think.
And I think look it up. Derby's the 15th.
I'd look it up, but I don't want to crash my computer again. So there's that.
I will be on a beach. It is July 16th, and the Home Run Derby is the 15th. So
do you have a Speedo? Are you going to wear Speedo?
You're going to be on
a swimsuit right now.
So go buy a Speedo. You're going to be. So why are we driving to Wright City to watch the All-Star game if Chris is going to be on a beach?
Because I'm watching his house. Yeah, I'm house sitting and dog feeding.
Oh. David has a baseball game.
On both days?
On the 15th and the 18th.
Oh, you could come out and watch the All-Star game.
I could, just not the Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm back and I can see my podcast sheet. What were you guys talking about when I was out?
We talked about Arenado getting hit by a pitch and then limping off.
Yeah, I heard that part. And that's when I dropped out.
Then we talked about the All-Star game and Home Run Derby. You were not gone very long.
Gotcha. Okay, so speaking of people being injured and coming back, Wilson Contreras returns.
Yeah.
Does that cause a dilemma for the Cardinals?
No. I pulled up stats too.
Okay, I'd love to hear it.
So finish your theory.
Well, so my thought is, do the Cardinals go with three catchers?
No.
Or then who goes down? Pages or Herrera?
Pages
doesn't hit very well.
Right.
He's for power, but he's hitting 120 or something like that.
Really doesn't hit for power either. He's hit 2 home runs here. So here's my stats.
Okay.
So he's hit 2 home runs. He is in the 35th percentile in hard hit rate. 5% barrel rate. His average exit velocity is 88 miles per hour, which is very low.
Oh.
His XBA is 151. His X slug is 238. So he can't hit right now.
Right. Well, transitioning from when we saw him last year, was that Springfield?
That was
Peoria.
Springfield, yeah. So he hasn't had a whole lot of time at AAA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So so he was brought up for Herrera, however,
can't throw people out.
He is a liability behind the plate.
Yeah.
So sure. And Contreras.
So I have those stats too, if you care to know them.
I would love to.
So let's see. Herrera has had 9. These are all to second base. All right. I didn't pull up third base. So he's had 9 people try to steal on him. He's thrown out 1. He has his caught stealing above average is -1, which isn't great. Herrera's is way worse, but Contreras, and I would say a small sample size, but Contreras hasn't played many games and they have almost the same amount of opportunities.
Which I think was the plan, right? I think after the debacle last year, even though Contreras has become a better catcher, over last year to this year, I'm pretty sure the Cardinals brought him in. I mean, even though they said he was going to replace Yadier Molina, they had no thought of replacing Yadier Molina as a defensive catcher.
Yeah,
they were going to get offense from a position that now Yadier Molina was clutch. If you look at like clutch numbers of his, and I know there's yes, Aaron.
I was pointing to the clutch logo on my hat.
Oh, Yadier, I get it now. Yadier Molina was clutch, meaning when you would want him up, even in the later years of his career, in do or die situations, and he did really well in those. But as a hitter, he was an okay hitter. He even won a Silver Slugger. He was an okay hitter as a catcher, but I think the team wanted offense out of that position more than defense, which is why they went with Contreras. I don't think, however, from what I've heard talking heads say, I don't think they expected Herrera to be this bad
I don't
from the
think so
defensive.
either.
So if
on the stolen base front, so Contreras, before he was hurt, he had 7. There were 7 attempts against him, and he threw out 3 of them. So his caught stealing percentage is 43. So that's better than both Herrera and Pages. Herrera's are pretty brutal. 25 attempts and he's thrown out 1.
Yeah.
And then if you get into like blocked, like catcher blocking and stuff, Contreras is of the 3, the best defensive catcher that we have available to us, and also the best offensive catcher that we have available to us.
Okay, so Pages goes down, and
I think it goes down to the season more. Like he just needs time.
Yeah, Herrera stays, and they still pull double duty.
I think
getting rough of the same.
Herrera would DH.
What's that?
I think more often than not, Herrera would DH.
Well, that's why I say double duty, either DHing or catching. I think a lot of that's going to be, especially with now.
If you're playing a game against a team that runs a lot, like the Reds or the Marlins run a lot too. Somebody the other day just stole 9 bases. Boston just stole 9 bases in a single game against the Yankees. You don't start Herrera against those teams at catcher.
Right. But then the bench becomes even more complicated when Newtbar comes back. Who else is out? There's somebody else.
There's a lot of pitchers out.
No, there's another bench person out. Help me out here.
Edmund?
Edmund. Thank you. He's not a bench person, but yes, there's that's what I was thinking of. When Edmund comes back and Newtbar comes back, the bench becomes the infield the field and the bench and the lineup, everything becomes very complicated and convoluted.
Well, if Newtbar comes back and he performs, which he wasn't doing before he got hurt again, he plays the outfield. If Edmund can recover and perform, he also plays the outfield. And Siani and Carlson out of here.
Bye.
Siani's been good, but he would be a better defensive replacement, better off the bench bat. Carlson just can't do anything.
Right. But cold dead hands 2 years ago, cold dead hands to this.
Yeah.
It's pretty pathetic.
They should have capitalized on what they could have gotten for him 2 years ago. And I mean, I was up in the air on what he could be, but I was hopeful, but it has not worked out.
It is not.
It's hopefully he becomes one of those people that a manager from another team looks at and says, I can fix him.
They could have had Soto.
I know.
If they'd have been willing to trade Carlson.
Yeah. I think
now he's out there, hitting 150?
Which one?
Carlson.
Oh, okay.
Soto's the MVP of the American League right now.
Everybody was,
Kung Fu fighting?
leery of making trades because of the horrible trades we had already made. And they're like, we don't want to do this again and give somebody a brilliant player. And I don't know.
I think in that case, though, they knew what Juan Soto was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the issue with Juan Soto,
year-old MVP candidate.
Yeah. The issue with Juan Soto was we'd only have him. It was a rental. We'd only have him for a season, well, a little more than a rental, a season and a half. And there was no way they would re-sign him.
That's what the Padres did. So they got him. They had a bad year. They dealt him to the Yankees for a handful of prospects.
Right.
So that might have been the same situation. But we could have dealt him for a handful of prospects and not be stuck with Carlson roaming around in center field looking lost.
That gives me a funny picture in my head.
I mean, he probably is lost in the outfield. I think he's still a fine defensive player, but he can't hit.
Where am I?
Where am I? No, that's what he looks like at home plate.
what am I doing here?
Yeah.
As fastball.
You may find yourself standing at home plate, and you may ask yourself, "My God, how did I get here?"
Yeah, that's
an old-
Carlson.
An old reference, Michael.
But
I got it. I got
But
it.
a good one.
Yeah.
I do like Siani. I think Siani. But if Newtbar and Edmund come back and can perform, then those two are out.
Yeah, the issue that the Cardinals have, besides Goldschmidt and Arenado not playing up to their contracts right now, is you can have Siani play center field if he's your best defensive. Which, if Edmund comes back healthy, that doesn't necessarily even mean that's the case. But if he's your best defensive center fielder, you can take a hit on the offense for one guy.
Yeah, and Tommy, we know what Tommy can be offensively when healthy.
Right. But you can take the hit on the offense for one guy, but you can't take the hit on the offense for your corner guys who are supposed to be rock solid offensive hitters. Newtbar, when he was in there, wasn't hitting like he was supposed to be. Siani, that would be, if you're going to take the hit on Siani, well, then every time you have Pages in, if you have Pages and Siani and Carlson in the same game, you'd probably bat them 7th, 8th, and 9th in whatever order. That means the bottom third of your lineup are just 3 outs. There's 3 outs. It's like you can't get momentum. You can't score runs that way.
No.
That's if Arenado and Goldschmidt are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not.
Goldschmidt's hitting 309 in June.
Good.
Hitting some home runs now, so hopefully he's starting to turn it around a little bit. I mean, he'll never be what he was his MVP year.
I was going to say maybe this injury for Arenado is a couple days off. Maybe, retool, rethink, relax, comes back, turns it around. Who knows?
Hopefully. We can hope.
One can hope. All right.
So, I mean, we're sitting here at the end of June. The trade deadline's around the corner. We've talked about this before. What are the Cardinals going to do?
What's anyone going to do? What did we talk about? We talked about 11 teams.
Yeah, but some of those teams I do think are a player away.
11 teams under 500, right? But in the wild card, you have if right now San Diego, Pittsburgh, Washington are a half a game back. The Cubs, the Giants, and the Mets are 1 game back. Cincinnati's 1.5 game back. The only 2 teams that are out are Colorado and Miami.
Yeah, we don't have to trade inside the National League either.
No, I understand that. But okay, so let's go to the American League. Boston's 1 back. Tampa Bay's only 5 back. Toronto's only 5.5 back. Houston's only 6 back. Texas, Detroit, 6.5. Right now in June, 6 games in the wild card is not an impossible feat. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of people with 6 wild card teams. There's a lot of teams that are going to think we're still in it. We still have a chance.
They will. So there's some teams that are probably a player or 2 away. Let's say the Cardinals were a player or 2 away.
I think they are.
Player.
If everyone's playing to their potential on that team and everyone's healthy, they're 2 players away.
So okay, so who is it in what position? Or give me a position. Is it a pitcher? Is it a starting pitcher?
Definitely
starting pitcher.
Definitely starting pitcher. Even if Matz comes back.
Yeah.
Definitely a starting pitcher.
So the 3 that come right off the top of my head, Eric Fetty is available. Garrett Crochet from the both from the White Sox is probably available. And Jesus Luzardo from the Marlins.
Okay.
So
and then
Jesus Luzardo.
Uh-huh.
Huh. There's a band called the Jesus Lizard. That's what I immediately thought of. Jesus Luzardo. Sorry.
So do they need a bat too?
They need a bat.
Where? In the outfield?
For those 3 people Mike mentioned that suck at the bottom of that would suck at the bottom of the lineup, any one of those
and
3.
And 2 of them are outfielders.
You know who I heard on the radio, everybody's like, man, you know who would fit back in here perfectly is old Harry Bader.
That's I've heard that too. I don't like it.
I don't like
You don't like it?
No. I love her. I know. I could go to the game and go, let's go, Harry.
Yeah, you could say that again.
I know. But I don't think he
Cardinals
hits now.
Cardinals love re-signing those players that left and bring them back and get all those feels back. Come on, let's do it. I could see it happening, really. But
There's got to be somebody better.
yeah, I would. Yeah,
Bader's not going to provide you with the offensive firepower that you need. Like,
But
and
You have defense. You have defensive center fielders.
Yeah,
you have two of them.
but his hair's so cute.
his hair's
he
cut
cut
off.
it all.
He's
He cut it all.
He can grow it back.
Will you
You
stop
have
it?
you have two defensive center fielders. If you're going to trade a center fielder for a defensive center fielder, you already have it. You have it in your system. You have it on your bench.
You need some pop that doesn't strike out 40% of the time.
Yes, here's what you need. Okay, are we going? I talked about this last year and you guys thought I was crazy. So do the Cardinals re-sign Goldschmidt? Does he retire or do they trade him?
I think he retires or they trade him. But I don't know what his value is right now.
His value is probably low. But
if he can start raking between now and the trade deadline,
yeah,
there might be a contender that needs a first baseman that's like, yeah, we'll fix him.
He was the MVP 2 years ago. We'll fix him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's the go. I think to be honest, if they want to get
who plays first,
number two,
Jordan Walker. I'm kidding.
Him and Luke and Baker are not. Well, I don't know what Luke and Baker's doing.
He's getting home run after home run. That's the last I heard about.
Burleson could play first.
Burley,
because you're getting outfield. You're getting two outfielders back from injury.
Yeah, Burleson.
I don't think Walker comes back this year.
I don't think so either. And I'm not. So Baker's hitting 225 at AAA. He has 16 home runs and 45 RBIs, but he's hitting 225.
Right. No, Burleson the first.
Burleson's the right move.
Burleson the first. Arenado stays because he has 4 years on his contract, and you're not going to get rid of that. You're not. The only way you get rid of that is if he comes in and he requests a trade to the Dodgers, which would be the only place he'd go, I think, from what the scuttlebutt is. And you have to get him to sign off on it.
That's because he's from there.
Right. But you have to get him to sign off on it because he has a no trade.
You also have to have a willing trade partner.
Right.
And I don't know if Dodgers would be that willing of a trade partner. I mean, they're stacked and they don't need much help.
Right. Who's playing third for him now?
I heard this. Brandon Crawford is starting tonight at third. They said
at third, the first time ever in his career and his major league career.
I think he was asking about the Dodgers, right?
I wasn't asking about the Dodgers.
I'm like, it's not Brandon.
Sorry.
Crawford.
I was asking about the Dodgers, but you are right that
it was supposed to be last night.
It was, but Mason Wynn
came down with a little tummy ache or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Max Muncy. Max Muncy's playing third for them. He's hurt right now, but Max Muncy is the third baseman for the Dodgers.
Cardinals are winning 6-3 right now.
Yeah,
so
they just scored.
Yeah, here's your batting average, your lineup. I'm not even gonna say the names, right? Okay. Leading off at 294, then hitting second, 274, hitting third, 232, hitting fourth, 201, hitting fifth, 259, hitting sixth at DH, 222, has already been pinch hit for by someone who's hitting 176, 186, 122, and 211. I know batting average isn't like the number one metric anymore for hitting in baseball, but that is historically bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of historically bad, what's that?
You know what they could use right now?
What's that?
Juan Soto.
They could. You know what is historically bad? The Cardinals right now are on pace to have their worst batting average with runners in scoring position since 1919.
Yikes. You want to know what Soto's doing?
No.
309, 18 homers, 56 RBIs, 4 stolen bases. He's got 61 runs scored. His OPS is over 1,000.
It's pretty good. It's a good season.
So cold dead hands, huh?
Could have had him for Dylan Carlson and some others.
Yeah,
But it was not to be.
it wasn't. So you get 2 outfielders back from the IL. You trade Goldie. You put Burleson at first. You get some pitching. You get probably pitching in the one for the starting rotation, 1 or 2 for the bullpen, and I think they actually have a shot.
I think you get an outfielder too. Trade Newbar. I'm sick of him.
Why?
He doesn't play. He gets hurt
He
all the
doesn't
time.
perform, and he's always hurt. He does not perform up to the expectations that people have set for him.
True. I'll give you that.
Who was the guy? Oh Lord.
I'm going to need more information.
Played for the Cardinals. He played for like 6 months.
That narrows it down.
And he had a great nickname. And I saw him in Philly. We talked about this before.
Yeah, it was Hazel Baker.
Hazel Baker, yeah. And we called him Hazel Raker.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need another Hazel Raker. We need someone that can do it for 6 months. That's all they need. They need that flash in the pan guy that comes up from the minors. It's all scrappy and ready to go. And he's like, yeah, I got this. And he gets up and he plays out of his shoes, way out of his head, and then fades off into baseball obscurity.
I don't think we have that person right now in the system.
Probably not.
I don't know. We have some time. They're going to have to make some trades if they want to compete, though.
Yep. But again, a lot of teams are either going to stay put because they're close, or they're all going to be trying to trade for the same thing because they're close.
And there's only there's a limited number of people available.
Yep. So we'll see how it goes. Right now they're winning. If they win today, they're back at 500.
Yay.
We're going to shift gears, if you will, and we're going to start battle squawk in.
But it's not. You're not talking about the Battlehawks.
Well, we're still battle squawking because it was at the Battle Dome.
Yeah, I watched part of that game.
Watch it. How many people were there? Is Mike frozen again, or is he
not
just,
a lot.
No, I wasn't. I was just sitting there.
How many people were there?
Announced attendance was like 21,000.
Wow.
There was probably 2,000.
There's
Oh,
probably
really?
10 to 12, I'd say.
So you're
But
saying they were lying? They were inflating their numbers a little bit?
Yeah.
No. I think those tickets were purchased like by season ticket holders prior to thinking the Battlehawks were going to go in, and they just didn't show up. Those were the attendance numbers were tickets sold, not tickets taken. So, yeah, the Battlehawks lost their game, as we know, and to go to the finals, and the Birmingham Stallions.
Birmingham. You're really struggling with that city name.
Yes. Stallions. 3-peats as they beat the Brahmas, those damn Brahmas, 25-0.
25 to
at the
nothing.
Battle Dome.
Yeah, I didn't watch a single second of that game.
I didn't either. I had zero interest in watching that game. So
will the UFL survive? That's your question. That's
yes.
the question.
What do you think, boys?
I don't see how they can talk about an expansion. I don't see how they can even consider an expansion.
My opinion is it depends on how invested, and I mean that literally, how invested the NFL is in this idea of using the UFL as a feeder league. If the NFL likes that, I think there will be some donations, some investments made to keep the UFL alive.
Here's the thing, man. The NFL doesn't need a feeder league. The NFL has college.
Right.
And there's college players that come out every year that are better than the people playing in the XFL or the UFL.
I get that.
Or MLF, Major League Football would
start. So why would they be
would start soon?
Why would they feel incentivized to donate money to the UFL when they get all this young talent from college for free?
Because it's a better stage to possibly prove, I would say. That would be my opinion. Because sometimes, somebody's great in college, NFL drafts them really high and they suck. They can't play in the NFL. I don't know why.
And they end up in the UFL and then they bounce back and forth.
Or Canadian or the CFL or
like AJ McCarron. He starts in the UFL, goes to the NFL, backs
goes
up.
to the NFL and backs up, and that's
Back.
where he makes his real money. And then he comes back to St. Louis and he makes his $60,000 a year and he plays.
I don't see why the UFL doesn't expand to Canada or Mexico or both, because if it's going to continue to have ties with the NFL, that's cool to people in those cities.
Yeah.
Have a team in Mexico City, have a team in Toronto or Vancouver or something. I don't know. It seems to me the UFL is so Texas centric, and I guess it's because of money. It's cheaper just to have everybody in one spot, and then you fly them out to play in different cities, and you fly them. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. That's the weirdest part of the whole thing to me. And the XFL was the same way. And
the XFL was the same way. The UFL did that in Birmingham, in Alabama, in Birmingham, actually.
Yeah.
Or USFL or whatever the hell it's called. The XFL did it out of Texas. I think they moved the UFL to Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Even though their offices are still in Birmingham. I don't know, man. I went to one game, and it was like 30,000 this year. Last year, they were 34, 35 every game.
Yeah.
So the sheen is wearing off. There's Stiddy, which not playing very well. Cardinals, and I know that all these things were competing last year too, but if St. Louis can't keep 30,000 people in the stands every week, and these other teams are doing 3,000, 300, like I don't see this surviving. They'll play in 25. I don't see it surviving past then.
You think next year's last year?
I think I'm with you. I think I agree.
Yeah, they have to do something different from a business.
It's a huge financial burden to have all of these teams and to fly them all around, all over the place. And I'm sure they're paying rent to these stadiums that they play in to not draw anybody. I mean, it just seems it seems like they would lose money, like a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't see it being a viable business solution moving forward. But I could be wrong. Yeah, but I don't know. Their prospects are not great. Speaking of not great.
Oh, I saw you searching for that transition.
That's what the more than normal the uhs were for. Because I don't know if I did it or Aaron did it. In the show sheet it says
Aaron
the team is playing not great. And so I was trying to figure out how to say not great and get into it. But pulling the curtain back, that's how this stuff works, right?
Yeah. Well, you're right. They
suck.
They suck right now. They're so bad. I was yelling at my television last night.
They're not getting help from the refs and whatnot, but we can't blame this on the refs.
No.
It's pathetic.
So the city lost 3-0 at home last night to not a great team. Stan Kroenke's Colorado Rapids.
Yep.
The first goal. So Tim Parker, our number one defender, is out because of yellow card accumulation. So they put Josh Yarrow in. I don't know why, to replace Tim Parker. The first goal comes off of a throw in, and Yarrow's nowhere near the dude that's getting the ball bounced to him. And it's like if Parker was playing, that goal would not have happened. And then everything's going wrong.
Who should have played?
That I don't know. I don't know our defense that well, other than Tim Parker, but I don't think Yarrow is the answer to. He's not Tim Parker's understudy. I wouldn't say. Then you had something that never happens. Roman Berkey makes a mistake throwing the ball out from our own defensive end, and it just goes right to another player, and they score. It was just bad. I turned the game off. I was very upset. But there is hope. Hopefully. With some signings, we did lose AZ Jackson. He went to Columbus. Nicholas Dyer, or Deer, I never was sure how to pronounce that. He went to the Danish Super League on a loan, so we could get him back. I didn't dislike his play, but I didn't really remember that he played a whole lot. We got some youth coming in. One guy, John Klein, I wanted to bring this up. The name sounded familiar when City was talking about how they signed him, and they're like, he's from Missouri. And I looked him up on Wikipedia. He's from Columbia, and his dad is also John Klein Sr. He played for the St. Louis Ambush and the St. Louis Storm. And that's where I'd heard the names because I went to those games back in the 90s. So that was his dad. That was pretty cool. his dad, I guess, coached and moved to Columbia, and that's where they had John Jr. And now John Jr. is playing for City. So,
and he got signed up from City too, right?
yeah, they brought like 3 or 4 guys up.
Yeah.
But most importantly, we've got Toyhurt and
on the way,
Chris,
and now Marcel Hartle.
Yeah, Chris broke that news earlier in a chat thread. So we've got a couple Germans coming into the team. Hopefully
Marcel Hartle will be available sooner.
I've already got a chant for him. Ready?
Great. Yeah.
Marcel Hartel writes itself, right?
You spent a lot of time thinking of that one.
That was creative.
Spent a long time thinking
I didn't say it was a great chant. I just said it was a chant. I didn't say it deserves an award. But no, hopefully some new blood injected into the team. We'll see. It's going to be
They need some like heroin injected into the team or something.
He needs some steroids. Yeah. It's going to be a sweat fest on Saturday.
100 degrees at kickoff.
That'll be fun.
You ready?
No.
Aaron.
Speedos. I think that's what I'm wearing.
Nice. Just get the pinkest pink Speedos you can find. And don't do any manscaping. Let all the bikini spiders stick out.
What do you think? Like, honest to God, like because Chris and I usually show up to Mike Amelong, our friend. We show up to his house, and then Mike drives to the stadium. What would Mike do if we showed up both wearing pink Speedos and nothing else?
We would have to walk to the game. For one.
You know what's even funny is like neither of you could drive. Like he would take your keys. It would be that bad. He would take your keys, and you still have to walk, even though you drove to his house.
Right. I don't want to drive my big ass truck down there.
Yeah.
Because we all know the parking and the traffic situation's a nightmare every game.
Yeah, it's always a fun challenge. But yeah, so that's the city update.
What if we show up and Mike is the one in a Speedo?
I would laugh, and I would go to the game because it would be
here, gentlemen. And Aaron, I know that you have natural protectant, but sunscreen if you're going to go down there.
Oh yeah,
with yes, Aaron is showing off his natural sunscreen right there. Yeah, sunscreen, boys, if you're going to go down there in Speedos only.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
So one of the segments that we used to do got lost for a while.
It only got lost because of one person not doing the job.
Well, I was gonna call him out in a different way. But yeah, so we have the slacker. His name is Aaron, and he used to have the segment where he would do a list, and we would not give him. We would basically just give him shit about it the whole time anyway. So he probably didn't want to do it more because he's more like worried about how we're going to react and respond.
It was my favorite part of the show.
Making fun of Aaron for 3 minutes straight.
In general.
I'm sure it was.
The creativity of the list. And then he started recycling them.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You guys, your involvement in the list is, hey, Aaron, come up with a list for the podcast. And that's it.
I'm pretty sure it didn't go like that. I'm pretty sure you're like, hey, I'll come up with a list for the podcast. And then it
every time. Every week. I'm going to do it every week, guys. You have nothing. You don't even have to worry about it. I'm going to do it all.
I did for years. And then ran out of ideas. And I was like, guys, if you ever can think of, maybe what about a list about this? Let me know and I'll research that
conversation.
Okay.
I remember it because I literally ran out of ideas. Do you know how hard it is to find an idea that we haven't already done or that I haven't already recycled? And then I get to hear you complain.
Okay. So
I have a list. I don't know why I'm catching shit this week because I have one.
I'm going to interject though, because when we started this iteration with the video and stuff, we started a podcast sheet. Who enters 98% of the data on the podcast sheet?
You.
Thank you.
That percentage is wrong. You do for the Cardinals stuff and for Jersey stuff.
And worst fans of sports. And
for Blues stuff or City stuff, it's 98%.
And I do Battle Hawk stuff. And I do everything but the Blues and City. And Chris interjects his stuff. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How did he get it?
It completely.
Aaron, how did he get a pass?
I love this. I'm very proud of you guys for putting in some work. Finally, 10 years later, because for like 8.5 years, I did 100% of the footwork for this.
That's kind of true, because we would sit down. One of the funniest things that we used to do.
98%. Aaron gets a 2%. Mike had no help.
One of the funniest things we did when we first started this, and we probably should do it again, is we would sit down and go, okay, what are we going to talk about? And I would grab a piece of paper, a pen or a pencil, and I would quickly write down what we're going to talk about. And I have the best handwriting ever. And Aaron then had to try to read what I wrote. Mm-hmm. That was one of my favorite segments.
That was fun. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was always funny.
Well, guys, everybody sit back and put on your Aaron appreciation hats, because we've got a list.
Is this a quizzy one?
No, this is a current events one.
Okay, so, I do like quizzy ones, just so you know, for future reference.
Okay. This is just it's not. Thank you.
I'm sitting back.
You're very relaxed.
You know how easily he falls asleep?
He's probably asleep right now. So I have prepared, in my opinion, the top 10 most interesting Negro League player nicknames. And I have a source that's official. It's MLB.com. It's not from Joe's website.biz.
You didn't get a virus pulling this list up?
I did not. I went to MLB.com.
You might get a virus from MLB.com.
I might. The first one, we all know him.
Maybe that's what was happening to his computer earlier.
Yeah,
open up a list at jimmy'slist.us.sale/.au, and he's
this is MLB guaranteed safe. We all have heard and we know and love Satchel Paige, right? Well, yeah. I didn't know this. Maybe you guys did. I didn't. How did he get that nickname? Well, he was a poor boy in Mobile, Alabama, and he worked a number of odd jobs to help his family make ends meet. One job was working as a porter at the Mobile, Alabama train station. Mobile, I guess they pronounce it Mobile.
Wait,
Mobile,
you mean
Alabama.
To tell me that Satchel was not his birth name?
He was Leroy Satchel Paige. So he would carry the bags of wealthy passengers to nearby hotels, and he came up with this brilliant idea. In order to carry more bags at once and make more money, he got a long pole and some rope to make a tool that slung multiple bags together so he could carry multiple bags. And allegedly one of his fellow baggage boys joked that Leroy looked like a walking satchel tree with his new contraption, and from that day on they called him Satchel.
What the hell's a satchel tree?
I don't know. It's a tree that looks like it's got satchels hanging from it, from what I
Is it an actual tree?
I guess. I'm afraid to open Google, so I can't look it up right now. Next up, Arthur Rats.
From all the viruses you download.
Mm-hmm. Arthur Rats Henderson. As a teenager, Henderson was working at a glass factory when his coworkers decided to play a practical joke on him. They hid a few rats in his lunchbox. Ugh. He went to eat his lunch. The rats jumped out and gave him a scare and presumably ruined his meal, says MLB.com. Arthur Rats Henderson.
A satchel tree. They were implying that he looked like a tree that just had a bunch of bags hanging from it.
Okay. So satchels, yeah. Next up, I think this guy might be related to Mike somewhere along the line, because this sounds like something Mike would do. George Chippy Britt. He earned the nickname Chippy simply because that's what he called literally everyone else. He called everybody Chippy.
That is something Mike would do.
I could see Mike doing that.
Hey, Chippy. What's up, Chippy? How's it going, Chippy?
Yeah, he's greeting 5 different people there. Next up, Mamie Peanut Johnson. Mamie Johnson was one of the 3 women to play in the Negro Leagues. I didn't know women played in them.
Did not know that.
And she was a lot smaller than her opponents. She was 5'3", 5'3" tall. So they called her Peanut. She was a little tiny peanut.
Not because she had a peanut allergy.
Correct. I mean, maybe she did.
Has anyone ever figured out if you stick a peanut up your, would the allergy react? Would you have the same
up your
reaction?
nose? You're talking about like up your nostril? What are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about the brown side.
Oh,
Mr. Dark Side, Mr. Bright Side.
I don't think Chippy, old Chippy.
Old Chippy. If you stick it up the old Chippy, Does the allergy work? We had a whole podcast on that.
That was right before COVID.
Aaron's convinced. Yes, that was we recorded that about the same time that Rudy Gobert was touching all the microphones.
Yeah. Wow, that was over 4 years ago. Anyway,
the man who started COVID in the U.S.
Mhm.
Thank you,
Rudy Gobert. Next is another one we all know and love, James Cool Papa Bell. Why is he called Cool Papa? Well, originally he was called Cool. As a 19-year-old, he struck out a Hall of Fame slugger, Oscar Charleston, in a very clutch situation, and his manager observed how cool he was under pressure. Then the manager added Papa to the nickname so it would sound better. So originally he was James Cool Bell. That's not great. Cool Papa Bell. That's great.
That is great. That's that's a wonderful
from
nickname.
St. Louis.
I don't know if he was maybe from or played. I know he played for the Stars, I believe.
So he's from Mississippi. He died in St. Louis, but I played in a stadium in high school. One of the school, I can't remember who we played, but it was we played at Cool Papa Bell Stadium.
Nice. Next up, James Biz Mackey. As a catcher, Mackey was friendly and talkative behind the plate. He was playing for the Hilldale Daisies in 1923. He earned the nickname Biz for his work behind the plate because he would talk a batter's ear off in an attempt to distract the batter or throw the batter off of his game. So in other words, he was giving him the business, so they call him Biz. So Biz Mackey.
Biz Markey?
Like Biz Markey, but Biz Mackey.
Hilldale, like Hilldale, like Back to the Future Hilldale?
Was it Hilldale?
It was like Hilldale Valley or something, wasn't it?
No, it was Hill Valley, but the subdivision was Hilldale.
Oh.
Yeah. But,
was it? I thought Hilldale was like Buffy or something. Buffy the Vampires. I don't know. Next up, Gentleman Dave Malarcher. Unsurprisingly, the origin of Gentleman Dave traces back to Malarcher's demeanor, both on and off the field. He never argued with umpires, nor was he ever ejected from a game. Off the field, he never smoked or drank alcohol. He was a gentleman. Gentleman Dave Malarcher. I got three more. Malarkey. Next up, Ted Double Duty Radcliffe. Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Did he play in a lot of double headers?
No, but that has listen to this. Radcliffe was a pitcher and a catcher during his career.
Did he throw the ball and then run down and catch it?
Hold on. Playing for the Pittsburgh Crawfords in 1932 as Satchel Paige's battery mate. He caught Satchel. Radcliffe earned his double duty nickname when sports writer Damon Runyon saw him play in a double header. The first game, he caught Page and he hit a game-winning grand slam. He followed that up by taking the mound in the second game and throwing a shutout. All in one day.
Catching?
I don't think they had to switch. I don't know. It doesn't say. But he's Ted Double Duty Radcliffe.
Hilldale was a planned neighborhood in Hill Valley in Back to the Future Part 2.
That's it. That's right. Next up, Norman Turkey Stearns. Consensus is that Stearns earned his nickname because of the way he ran, with his arms flapping all around at his sides, which resembled the way a turkey might run. So there's Turkey. Finally, this is my favorite. I saved it for last. Judd Boojum Wilson.
Boojum?
Boojum. Wilson was an excellent hitter and joined the Baltimore Black Sox in 1922. Early on, his teammates started calling him Boojum based on the sound his hard-hit line drives made when they bounced off the outfield wall. Boojum.
That's his nickname. Yeah. I like it.
I like it.
That was our Negro Leagues game tribute because that's happening as we speak. What's the score? Does anybody know?
6-4. Oh, 6-5 now.
Yeah.
Cardinals?
Now listen to me, Aaron. Don't feel so sad. It'll be the best blues minute you've ever had. Aaron, don't feel so sad. It'll be the best blues minute you've ever had. You've ever had.
I didn't do a blues minute.
You didn't?
I didn't. That was a list.
Now listen to me, Aaron. Don't feel so bad.
I mean, that was like an attempt at a blues minute. It was pretty mediocre if you think about it. I mean, to be honest, like Chris and I spent all our time, effort, energy to making this a professional podcast, and this is what you give us? Did you even do any research for this? Oh my God, Chris, do we even want him to do this anymore? For real, like that was pretty awful.
Mhm.
Yes.
You got me again.
No Blues minute.
David is asking, I don't know what Ducks and football egend is, but what was that all about? But I don't know
Football
what
legend.
football, but legend is spelled incorrectly, son.
But it's
I'm
internet.
David.
I'm David.
Hey, David. What's up,
Hi,
David?
Hi, David. I'm not sure what you're asking. What was what all about? There was a whole bunch that we were talking about that you could ask. What was that all about? So moving on to the end of this, so we can, Chris says he's tired. I'm
We
tired.
can wrap it up.
Yeah. I'm having issues scrolling. All right, here we go. We are the worst fans of sports. The reason why we're called the worst fans of sports is because I like to go through message boards and other things, and not message boards. God damn it, post comments in like on one-on-one ESPN's like, oh, the Cardinals won, the Cardinals lose. I like to watch all the BFIB get in their feelings and all sad and
Social media comments.
social media comments. All right. So I got a couple, and I'm going to actually, if I can find it, go through one on my phone because it's kind of funny. But anyway, the first one is from the other day because I was doing my prep work on Tuesday. St. Louis Cardinals true fans. Ollie deserves a lot of criticism, but not for this one. Ollie Marmol takes a beating for Cardinals blowing the lead, but he was right to pull Sonny Gray. That's when he pulled Sonny Gray at 84 pitches. And then Jojo Romero came in and lost the game. So
they won that game, right? He gave up the lead. They came back to win that particular game.
I'm sorry. They won that game.
But
regardless.
Joe gave up the lead.
Yes.
Why did he pull him with 84 pitches? I didn't watch the game.
I think he pulled him. I didn't even read that article because it's fan-sided, and fan-sided is awful. But I think he pulled him because Sonny Gray wanted out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Sonny Gray did some comments on it. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is the quote-unquote BFIB. Oh no, they lost that game because this comment says if we want to be taken seriously, we should have beat this team with our ace big time. Cardinal, crazy, wild, exciting, frustrating. That's the Cardinal way. Let's see. Oh no, they won this game. Ollie tried to give it away. Need to fire Ollie and Mo. So because he made a pitching pull, he pulled a pitcher. It needs to be fired. So that was that there. I go here.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah, he made a pitching change, so fire the guy. Sonny Gray, after pitching an efficient outing, 7.2 innings pitched on 84 pitches. My mindset from the fourth inning on was I was going to finish a game. Didn't end up playing out like that, but we ended up winning the game. That's a big win. And everybody didn't end up playing like that. And Sonny was robbed of a W because Marmol was a petulant child.
Are these the same people that were complaining a few weeks ago about Sonny Gray?
Yes.
Great.
Marmol needs to be fired for pulling Sonny Gray he needs to be fired for pulling Sonny Gray. The guy was dealing and was low in the pitch count and bringing JoJo to blow the lead. I don't get it. He needs to be fired because he made a pitching change.
Yeah, so maybe pulling Sonny Gray wasn't the right move. I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but that doesn't mean he needs to be fired.
Yeah.
I think I didn't do a ton there. There's a whole bunch that has happened since then because they lost 2 games, right? My issue is, and actually now I do remember, they did win that game. And my issue is this. They're complaining and they won.
Yeah. That's a common theme lately when they do win.
What do they want? I don't understand. Like what they have, not only do they have to win, but they have to win the right way. Is that what this is?
Mm-hmm.
It's absurdity to me. So someone on St. Louis wrote, you gotta find the original post. When the losses start to add up, fans get chippy. It's just the nature of things.
Chippy.
Last year was chippy. Chippy. It's just the nature of things. Last year was a dream season, and they aren't all like that. Remember, we have a team, and we get to watch them with our friends. Win, lose, or draw, be critical, be pissed, but don't turn on each other. I think that's just perfect.
That was
well said.
Wonderful comment.
Well said. So I wrote, it's a St. Louis BFIB sports fan mentality. A certain number of them don't know how else to behave.
That is true.
And a guy wrote back, the whole BFIB thing gets overused, misused, and is a target of derision when many don't even know where it came from. Okay, so here we go, buddy. BFIB came from a Sporting News article from which the writer at the time was saying that many players and coaches in the league were saying St. Louis was a great place to play because of their fans. Even Sparky Anderson called St. Louis fans the best fans in baseball. But those same people that give standing ovations to Paul Skeens also get in the comment section of anything to do with the Cardinals and scream and cry about every decision Ollie and Mo make. They complain when the Cardinals win. They gnash their teeth when the Cardinals lose. Their fire Mo, fire Ollie shtick is old and tiresome, and if they actually knew anything about baseball, they'd realize how lucky the St. Louis fan base has it. But they don't because they believe that they could do a better job after eating a dozen Krispy Kreme and drinking a six-pack of Bud Heavy. They'd rather just shit on everything instead of looking at things objectively.
You should have said message boards.
I should have. And then I posted a picture, my favorite picture of the guy in the Cardinal shirt with the sign that says, "Get a brain, morons."
Morons, yeah.
Did anybody reply to you?
No. Oh, he said, I hate that. That same guy said, I hate that picture. I said, I said,
Is it you?
Oh, I should ask him that. Oh, why do you hate it so much? Because it's you? No. I said, that's why I chose it to elicit that response.
Nice.
So, for all of you who like to do that kind of thing,
Don't loop it.
I'm good. I
turned the loop off.
Okay, cool. You get a sounder right here.
Sports fans and sports.
All right. I did it.
You did it.
I played it once.
It's 2
One
weeks in a
time?
row, right?
No, he actually clicked it twice last week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Well, it's been an hour and 16 minutes. See, Chris thought this was going to be a 20-minute podcast, and
Yeah.
we got to stretch it out.
How much what time do you think we spent talking about sports?
40.
I'd say half.
No, I think we did about 45
Half?
minutes of sports
Right
this
on.
time. Sometimes they don't all go that way. Sometimes our sports podcast is 5 minutes sports, an hour and 10 minutes bullshit.
That's
It's
true.
yeah,
and that's
it's
fine
really,
also.
It's really also a lifestyle podcast.
And I will say that like of our sports stuff, 95% of it's also bullshit. So
Fair.
all
Did you
right.
listen to the new Less Than Jake song?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Is it good?
Yeah, I like it.
I was
Go
hoping
listen.
it would be a full
Is
album.
it what was their last album?
Silver Linings?
Silver Linings? Is it Silver Linings good? think
Yeah,
Silver
I like it.
Linings
It's
is-
called
I think
Broken
Silver Linings
Words.
is a great record.
It's called Broken Words. I've listened to it once, and I like it. Roger sings most of it, and I'm partial to Roger led songs, but it's good. Go listen to it after we disconnect.
I will.
So you have two things to do. You have to tell a friend that you like this podcast, and you have to go listen to the new Less Than Jake song.
Yeah, called Broken Words. It's on every place that has music.
It's
Spotify, Apple, everywhere. YouTube,
everyone's
I'm sure.
homework. You all have
All
homework.
right. All right. Come back and tell us how you like it. Bye.
Adios.
Laters.